After 7 years of investigations, 8 mining officials were jailed. Only a handful were punished for such a huge environmental crime, and they were the wrong people at the bottom. The people on top, the CEOs who managed the project, went scot-free. Corporate accountability was just plain rhetoric. After Stava, 33 more dams built at state-of-the-art standards broke down all over the world. In mining, best practices are bad practices. They build dams to last forever, but they do not last forever. One day, after the mining firm has left with their billions in profit, disaster strikes at the blink of an eye. Now enter another dam which is 20 times bigger than Stava. In terms of volume, the proposed Tampakan Tailings Dam will be 20 times bigger than Stava's. There are 4 environmentally critical areas: the open pit, the freshwater dam, the tailings dam below it, and a waste rock pile which will reach a staggering 1.65 billion metric tons after 20 years of operation. When completed, the 2 dams will be huge artificial lakes covering a mind-boggling 1,350 hectares, equivalent to 700 football fields. There will be 2 embankments. The lower one is a towering 180 meters tall, equivalent to a 9-story building. After 20 years of mining, the tailings dam will have accumulated 1.35 billion metric tons of toxic waste, 80% liquid tailings, and 20% solid rocks, sitting on high ground, ready to flow down the valleys below. After you have seen the mud flow in Stava, Tampakan should scare you. Let us talk of the earthquake factor. Trenches are where tectonic plates collide, shown here in red. Fault lines are the cracks from the collision, shown in yellow.
The South Cotabato fault line, which is a very big fault line which passes close by, there is quite a major fault line that passes underneath the waste rock storage facility. I've started to talk about induced seismic activity, and that happens when you start mining in areas of extreme seismic activity. If you blast, a lot of explosions, if you build a dam, you can cause a lot more seismic activity. Just like Indonesia, just like other countries. For example, in Britain the other day, in a town called Blackpool, they started drilling for gas. Immediately seismic activity started when they had never had seismic activity before.
XSTRATA and SMI argue that their dam is world-class and that it will never fail.
Well, we've heard this so many times before. How many people were told the dams that were built for mines here in the Philippines would never fail? And they have. Even more recently, I think TVI, one of its dams, had problems as well. I have an engineering background, by the way, and you have to be very, very careful when you make statements like world class, won't fail. You don't know how severe the seismic activity is going to be, particularly if you induce additional seismic activity. Most of the tailings dams that have been built to high engineering standards, but they've still collapsed. And it's a question of who is taking the risk. Is the mining company taking the risk, or the people of the area taking the risk? The government of South Cotabato have decided that they don't want to take the risk. That's why they have a moratorium on open cast mining. And that is a very serious question. You have to tell people the truth about the level of risk they're taking with these projects.
The Supreme Court reversed an earlier decision declaring XSTRATA's mining contract unconstitutional, hinting of the awesome influence powerful multinationals have over third world governments hungry for loans. Why is Xstrata insisting on filing a license permit when it knows the South Cotabato province declared a ban on open pit mining? Is it confident it can reverse the ban using its influence? The irrigation dam that waters thousands of farms is directly below the tailings dam. Xstrata's environment impact assessment has neither study nor details about the impact if the dams break.
Straight down towards Stava del Sur. That's where it's going to go to.